Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. With us today is Congressman Jason Smith, who represents the great state of Missouri. And there's so many things happening, and I like Middle America. I tend to find out that Middle America has common goals and one smart people. Well, Jason Smith, give us an update. Where the heck are we?
Well, it's always great to be with you. And, of course, you know, I love what I refer to as God's country in Missouri. So here in Washington, we've been pretty busy. This past week, I actually brought in some of the largest hospital CEOs, actually the largest for-profit CEO and the largest non-for-profit CEOs, to look and analyze the skyrocketing costs that all Americans are facing. You know, some of the issues that were addressed, for example, is the integration that's going in the system, where hospitals are incentivized to purchase independent medical practices because they receive higher reimbursement rates whenever they do that over what doctors do. And so we're looking at ways to create monopolies in healthcare. We want more competition, we want more access, and we want it to be more affordable. That's why we called in the 5 largest health insurers just a couple months back, and we'll be bringing in the drug manufacturers as well. But we have to address the skyrocketing cost in healthcare. It's just getting out of control.
It's out of control for sure. And I was talking to Senator Marshall, who's also a doctor before, and the fact is, if I go for an MRI and I give them my Blue Cross card, they charge me $3,300. And if my doctor calls up and I don't have any insurance, I could pay them $400 in cash or $500 in cash, and they do the MRI.
It really depends on the clinic. This is one of the things I brought up yesterday, John, is there was a gentleman in Florida that I highlighted. He had an emergency CT scan in the hospital. It cost $13,000 through the hospital. He had that same follow-up CT scan in a doctor's office. It cost him $79. Like, this kind of stuff's crazy. There was a family in California that their child got bit by a snake, and that hospital charged them $300,000 to treat their child that was bit by a snake. I mean, it's pretty outrageous. One of the things, John, that I also brought up was New York Presbyterian right there in your home state. The CEO was testifying, and I asked him how his flagship hospital in Manhattan off of 68th Street can be designated as rural, because I haven't seen very many farms in Manhattan.
None. The biggest farm in Manhattan is Central Park.
That's exactly right. But that hospital is designated as rural because they can get special benefits. There's a loophole in the system that allows him to do it. That's why they do it. But he's not by himself. There's 425 different hospitals that have done that over the last 6 years. And these are things we got to clean up.
I agree with you 100%. How did it get out of control like this? I mean, you're also chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, the most powerful committee in Congress. What is your mission? What do you want to clean up first?
Well, healthcare is so broken, absolutely so broken. And I think why it's gotten out of control is so many people are not willing to rock the boat when it comes to looking at these issues and pointing the facts out. When you get to Washington, D.C., you talk about the lobbying arm of healthcare. They have so many people hired up here trying to protect their carve-outs, their special reimbursements, their special provisions. And when you start trying to shake the ship, man, people start getting nervous. But this is a time that this Titanic starts turning, because it's not going to end well if we don't. You think about just hospitals alone. We spend $1.6 trillion a year in costs just to hospitals. And when you look at all of the average American's debt, 75% of all medical debt that Americans have is owed to hospitals. We have to look at it, but it's not just hospitals. It's health insurers, it's drug manufacturers, it's medical device manufacturers. There's a lot of inequities that we have to address.
That is a lot of inequities, especially, I mean, you feel that hospitals should be a little more honest than that, don't you?
Well, hospitals are what do provide care. Health insurance companies don't. So you got to give them credit for that. But they're using the system. Like one hospital CEO said to me, Chairman, just know in healthcare, we'll follow the dollar. So when you think about that, it's all about the dollar. It's more pocketbooks rather than patients, which makes me extremely nervous. I'll tell you, some of these non-for-profit hospitals that we've been looking at, they have incredible tax incentives, tax exemptions, but a lot of them are nothing but hedge funds with hospital beds. And so, these are things we have to look at and make sure that they're doing the appropriate community care and they're following through with their tax-exempt status.
All I can say is, wow. I mean, I'm glad you're on top of it. We got another minute or so left. What else is bothering you? Chairman of Ways and Means Committee, that's the most important committee in Congress. What else is bothering you?
Well, of course, the economy is something that I'm watching nonstop. And there's a lot of different factors in the commodity in the economy that you're looking at. Sure would like to see those interest rates to go down, and I'm looking forward to Kevin Warsh being confirmed in the United States Senate. Just recently passed out of the Senate committee. He'll do a great job. He's a New Yorker, actually, so he'll do a really good job. And I look for interest rates to go down that will help grow the economy. But one of the positive things that we did this week, we in fact passed the First Lady's initiative for helping foster kids. This is something that she came to the Ways and Means Committee just 2 weeks ago advocating for. We had 6 different pieces of legislation created from that when we met with her and these foster kids. And we passed the most transformative foster care changes in 30 years just this week out of committee. So, there is some positive things coming from that direction.
Well, Congressman Jason Smith, let's stay informed and thank you for what you do. And let's straighten out America, because America needs straightened out. It looks like we went off the wrong path.
It's exactly right. We can't ever give up on America, but we've got to make it better every day. It's always great to be with you, my friend.
Thank you so much, and stay in touch. Thank you.
The Marine Toys for Tots foster care program is bringing hope to children who need it most. Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care, often with only a small bag of belongings. More than 400,000 children face trauma and uncertainty, many before age 8. This May, during Foster Care Awareness Month, Toys for Tots is creating Room for Joy. In 2025, nearly 375,000 children received comfort through toys, books, and essentials, reminding them they are not alone. Donate now and change a child's life.